So in the wake of the recent destruction of trap metal, and with everybody talking about who's going to be next up and who might take that throne away from Zilla now that he's fallen, I feel like it's a good time to try to put a spotlight on certain trap metal artists that haven't really been talked about too much before this point. And among the never-ending droves of Zilla clones, on top of people who have terrible paths or just straight up degenerates, we actually have somebody who stands out, and that's Bakri11. Now initially upon seeing Bakri, you would probably think that he was a 6ix9ine clone with the colorful hair and everything going on, but his music actually sounds pretty different, and that's because he actually used to be in metal bands back in the day, meaning that he really knows how to use his vocals in the right way, and he's not just going into the studio and screaming without having any control over what he's doing. But the funny part about that is that once he started to get more away from those metal bands and wanting to do things on his own, because like most artists, trying to work with a full-on band is very difficult, so you want to start to make solo music, basically everybody in the scene would make fun of him. After all the guys from South Texas, and during that point there was basically nobody making trap metal music, so once he started screaming over beats, people were like, what are you doing, man? These beats do not fit with the vocals whatsoever. But unlike a lot of artists in the scene who are way too afraid to put themselves out there and actually get criticism back, he would actually post his music on his personal Facebook account so his family, friends, and everybody would see it. He wasn't afraid for people to make fun of him, and because of that, he got a lot farther than most others. At first, he was really just playing in a bunch of cover bands, which definitely helped to pay the bills, but it wasn't really the thing that he wanted to do with the rest of his life. He wanted to get more into making trap metal and actually performing it as well, because after all, you can't really call yourself an artist if you've never performed even once. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, he actually played bass in reggae bands as well, so he's basically experimented with every different type of music. And even after finding popularity with trap metal, he didn't stick to those generic thrax type beats. He would actually experiment a little bit more and start doing EDM type stuff, which actually sounds pretty good. I posted one of his songs on this channel and I really enjoyed it. And before long, him making music would get him enough popularity in the scene that he would basically become the biggest artist down there. He's also traveled all around the country doing shows in different places as well. He's managed to get his music on Scroll Gang as well as Crash AMV, not to mention he's made a fair few connections as well with a lot of big artists. You got people like YNCL Kai, you got Dirty Butt, Gizmo, Emotional Zan, Taylor Barber from Left to Suffer, Duncan Bentley, What the Fuck Stink, Peso Peso, Southside Hoodlum, Piff Boys, The Green Videographer, and Inkhore. I don't even know who some of those people are, but they definitely sound like they have cool names, so they must make cool music too. Oh yeah, and on top of that, he's also friends with your fave ex-boyfriend. If you don't know who that is, he's a very controversial rapper who kind of went viral a couple years ago for doing this sort of whistle rap, but now a lot of people really seem to dislike him. But either way, Bakri stuck with him, and at this point he keeps getting bigger and bigger. He's got some big upcoming shows on the way. He seems like a very humble guy. I've actually interviewed him a couple times, so if you want to check those out as well and get to know more about him, definitely do so. But for right now, that's Bakri11. I think you should check out his music, and I'm going to give you a couple recommendations right here. I would check out his track Take My Belt featuring Dirty Butt, as well as 44 featuring Perky Bones. If you want something a little bit softer from him, you can check out his track Into Darkness, and if you want something just straight up weird, I would check out his track Filth with Gizmo. That's definitely my favorite song from him, and not just because I posted it on here, it's actually a really good song. So go check it out, let me know what you think of Bakri11, and besides that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.